So good day viewers, welcome to another biology presentation. So in this video we are looking at questions that have to do with plants and animals, and this is our part 2 of the video. So if you haven't checked out part 1 of the under plants and animals, make sure that you check through the videos. So our question reads, figure 1.1 shows a plant cell. This is a plant cell that is labeled A. There's also the part labeled B. Then we also have the cell and the chloroplast. Our question A, identify and state the functions of the structures labeled A and B. So what is the name of the structure labeled A and what is the name of the structure labeled B? Upon naming them, you should also be able to state their functions. So the structure labeled A, this is called the vacuole. Okay, this is called the vacuole. Okay, then the structure labeled B, this is called the nucleus. Okay, this is called the nucleus. So now upon identifying them, should also be able to state their functions. So what is the function of the vacuole? Okay, what does it do in a cell? So this vacuole, we know that it contains cell sap. Okay, and the cell sap normally it stores the salts. Okay, so we can say the function of the vacuole is to store proteins that are needed for germination in seeds. Okay, apart from that, it also contains small molecules, and it also maintains an acidic internal pH of the cell. It also contains waste products. So there are many functions of the vacuole. So we can just state one because it was just 1 mark. Okay, so 1 mark you have stated the part which is the vacuole. Then on functions we need to come up with 2. So number 1 we have said it contains waste product. Number 2 we can say it isolates materials that might be harmful to a cell. Number 3 we can say that it maintains an acidic internal pH, or it contains more molecules. Then number 3 we can also say that it stores proteins that are needed for germination in seeds. So these are the functions of the vacuole. Now what about the nucleus? Okay, so remember we have to come up with 2 functions of the nucleus. So the nucleus, the first function is it stores genetic information, number 1. The second function is it controls all the activities of the cell. So we can now write our answers. So on this structure A, we have said this is the vacuole. Okay, okay, then we can also write the functions. All right, so we have answered this question. So we have said the 2 functions of the vacuole. Number 1, it stores proteins that are needed in germination. Okay, germination of the seed. Number 2, it isolates materials that might be harmful to a cell. So remember there are many functions I've said, so you can just write 2. Okay, so what about structure B? So for structure B, we said it's a nucleus. Okay, structure B is the nucleus. So what are the functions of the nucleus? Number 1, we said it contains genetic materials. Okay, it contains genetic materials. Then the second function controls, just say control all cell activities. Okay, so these are the 2 functions of the nucleus. It contains genetic materials. It also controls all cell activities. So let us now look at our last question. So this is our last question right here. The question reads, list two differences between the plant cell and an animal cell. Right, so there are many differences that exist between a plant cell and an animal cell. So some of these differences, the first one, we can say that a plant cell has a rectangular shape, while an animal cell has an irregular shape or a round shape. Another notable difference is that a plant cell has a cell wall, while an animal cell does not have a cell wall. Okay. The third difference, you can say that a plant cell has chloroplast, while an animal cell does not have chloroplast. Another difference, you can say a plant cell has fewer mitochondria, while an animal cell has numerous mitochondria. So these are some of the differences between a plant cell and an animal cell. So let's just write them. All right, so these are the differences. So the first one, you have said a plant cell has a rectangular shape, while an animal cell has an irregular shape. Then the second one, we have said a plant cell has chloroplast, while an animal cell does not have chloroplast. You can also put a third one where you can say that a plant cell has a plant cell has a cell wall, while an animal cell does not have a cell wall. This is also a notable difference. While an animal cell does not have a cell wall. Okay. Apart from this, we can also say that a plant cell we can also say that a plant cell has fewer mitochondria, while an animal cell has many mitochondria. So these are some of the differences that we have between a plant cell and an animal cell. So thank you so much, everybody. We've come to the end of our lesson. So this is our part 2 of the video. Make sure that you watch part 1. Bye bye.